And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, getting ready here at 7 o'clock for us. I hope you'll come back and join us for that. It's going to be a big show as we talk about all the events that happened yesterday. A lot of things went on. We're going to cover all of that. We'll look at the weather here in a few moments. How do you feel? That's most important to us at this point in time of the day as the morning sunlight is coming up. Peaceful outside. Right now we're sitting at 63. That peaceful, calm feeling you have will change to, well, it's hot. Where's the air conditioner? We're headed for a high somewhere right around 91 today. We'll get into the forecast, do a breakdown of it. Possibility of rain after 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Now, again, state games kicking off Friday night in the Meridian area. We'll see what becomes of all this as we watch the forecast and what it will do and what will get wet. We'll share all that with you pretty soon here. And also we'll go over several tragedies that happened yesterday as well, coming up at 7 o'clock. We've got some headlines of stories that are shaking America, or shaping America is probably a better word for it, across America this morning. We'll get to that next there. Let's go out to Collinsville now. Let's shake all this bad stuff off, get a good feeling for the day, and go to Collinsville.
Has your mouth ever written a check your hind end didn't want to cash? In other words, has your mouth ever gotten you into trouble? Oh boy, has it, right? I mean, I can think of more than a few times in my life as a child and even as an adult that I said what I said and didn't like the consequences. Proverbs 10:13 says, "On the lips of him who has understanding, wisdom is found, but a rod is for the back of him who lacks sense." Now, we've all said unwise things. Perhaps they were dumb, smart aleck, or just plain disrespectful. But whatever the case may be, it got us into trouble. And as a child, it may have gotten us an actual rod of discipline across our back, or a belt or a paddle across our bottom, or a switch across our legs. But as an adult, it's usually a metaphorical rod of discipline. But sometimes that hurts more and longer than getting any actual whipping. Beloved, we have to use our good sense and think before we speak. We must consider what we're going to say and what impact those words will have not only on those who hear it, but also on ourselves as we face the consequences of our words. On the lips of him who has understanding, wisdom is found. And if we'll speak wisely, we'll save our back from that rod. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Good morning to Charlene Pleasant. I see you're joining us along with Miss Sydney. I see Christopher is here. Guy, good morning. Donna even joining us there. So many of you. As we broadcast live from Mississippi every single day, I can't help but look to our west. Well, things often happen here on the east side of Mississippi. The west side, not so good either. Making national news this morning is Jackson, Mississippi. Why? I'll show you some pictures of this as Daily Mail has done a complete article on this. Now, has it happened in Meridian? Yes. Not quite as often in Jackson as car thieves, carjacking. We used to never hear that word in the state of Mississippi, did we? Well, it's here and it has arrived. As we look at this and break it down what happened, a lady was in her front yard. I believe it was her son that pulled up, if I glanced at this correctly. Two men walked up, pulled a gun, demanded the car. She still had grandchildren in the back seat. They pleaded to get the children out. A gun was pulled. He jumped in the car, couldn't get it cranked, and she threw her car keys down, and they left in it. Let me show you the pictures that we've got. Again, this is from Daily Mail. Let me slide down here and just show you how quickly all of this can happen. As we see here, here's the two walking up to the car. Here's the lady that the car was stolen from as we go down. As all this goes on, and they can't get this car, and she's trying to get the grandkids out of the back seat. They would eventually leave in her car as she tossed him those car keys in an effort to keep her grandchildren safe. I think we need to expand the Capitol Police. If you're paying any attention to Jackson politics, I think you will understand what I mean by that. We have so many of these jurisdictions in Jackson, Mississippi, where they don't want one police department coming over to another. They don't want you to chase a subject at all. If someone flees the police, let them go, is their thoughts. Well, they're never caught when they do that, and, well, criminals know that, well, it's basically do what you want. Capitol Police in Jackson doing more than that. They actually arrest people. Probably ought to start in Brandon and go all the way to Vicksburg at this point. Should be their jurisdiction. We've got to put a stop to all of this. We need lawmakers that get rid of these protection of those who break the law. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And pretty soon, we won't even know the country that we're living in if this isn't handled, and, well, handled quickly. Y'all know what I'm talking about, and it needs to be handled immediately. A lot of red tape involved, but we need to do that. Let's see what else is going on. Did y'all, and I say this, and I don't know her name, as it always, I couldn't watch the show Roseanne. If you'll remember back when, it was like the sister-in-law that was on there. She was, and let me show you a picture of her from way back. I don't remember the character's name. This one right here. She was, do y'all remember her? That was on the Roseanne original show. She's blaming conservatives now. And it just gets old for spreading all of this hate toward the Jewish people. That is not true. Conservatives back the Jewish state. I'm telling you, the media now, as we look across, is taking what is, you can see the truth, and then they go, wait a minute, that's not really what you see. I'm telling you, I've had some arguments with people in Meridian. Now, I don't know if I would call it argument. I said my piece and looked at them and thought, you really can't be real. And as to when the truth was the truth, there was no way around it, and they tried to convince me it was my fault for thinking that way. And these are elected officials. Let's see what else is happening. As we look at this, there are sick people in this world. A mother has drowned her 2-year-old son and then shot her 9-year-old son outside of a police station. She was taken into custody in Missouri. How could a mother do that? I have no answer. Let's see here. Dennis Quaid, y'all know who I'm talking about. He's coming out and saying, well, Biden has drove me to where I'm going to vote for Trump this fall. I like Dennis Quaid. I didn't know who he had voted for before, and leads me to believe that he may have voted for Biden that first time. Maybe, I don't know, but he says he's now voting for Trump come the fall. This is, as we dig deeper into Graceland and what went on with this is exactly what we thought. These scammers. This was behind the group that was trying to steal Graceland. You see all those ads of buy this insurance to protect. I guess that stuff's true. People try to take what's not theirs. I don't quite understand how you can do that, because it is so hard when you buy a house, the paperwork you go through, and then these people come in at a courthouse, claim your home. It happens more times than not. There's got to be something that can be done to stop this. People that work hard all their lives don't need to lose their homes to scammers. It bothers me like that. Let's see what else is happening this morning. This is, you have to be careful with how you handle a situation, because you can go to jail. Now, there's not a single person out there, if your wife, your child didn't come home and say, this dude next door tried something on me, and you know where I'm going with that. And your first response is, I'm going to take care of it. A former small-town mayor done just that. He got up. He took his equalizer and took out 3 of them. He handled it. He's been arrested for murder at this point. Now, there will be more and more come out on this. This was in, I believe it was in Wyoming, if South Dakota is where it happened. And he didn't take it. Boy, oh boy. There's going to be more details come out of this, and we'll watch this and keep you posted on this. Did something more happen? I don't know. Did they try something? They won't do it anymore. But always be cautious of what you do. Never let your temperature overheat. de-escalate, think about things before you go and confront people. We have things like that, arguments that happen all the time. They get out of hand, and then you spend the rest of your life in jail. Not worth all that. Know what you're doing and be calm about the situation. Didn't say get hurt. I just said make sure you know what you're doing there. That's some of the headlines that are moving around this morning. We've got more of this coming up at the top of the hour. We'll get deeper into some of this local stuff. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that golfer, too, at the top of the hour. 30 years old. Already 7:42, I believe, as we're moving right along here. 6:42. I'm an hour off, aren't I? Got mixed up on that. We're going to check your forecast next. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Okay, Odie told me we should have played the air conditioner commercial from Chuck. Whoops. A little warm for that this morning. Let's get, yes, the vlogs look great. Let's check that forecast.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs and record lows, it was 1911. And look at this temperature. It was 98 degrees on today. As we go back to 1984, a cool 48. You might would have needed the gas logs on that date there. As we glance across today, sunny and 71 in Meridian. Look at this. We've got rain all to our west, and portions of Clark County, Shibuya, are going to be wet later today as we look at this. Small chances, don't worry. 91 for a high in Meridian. As we go north, Columbus should see 90. Down the river, we'll even see 92, 93 as we get further toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast. As we glance across at Bama, it's going to be kind of cloudy for the most part. 90 in Demopolis, cooler in Birmingham at 87. Even Auburn still hovering at 87, just below that 90-degree mark there. Now, as we look at the storms that could happen today, this looks like it's going to be this afternoon. It'll be 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., but it will be well to the west of Meridian, in between Jackson and Vicksburg is basically where it will start on into Louisiana is what we've got. Now, we have a chance of storms on Friday, and again, at this point, staying away from the Meridian area, starting in Scott County and those areas there south to Laurel. We'll watch this should this move in because we got a lot riding here. We got state games, opening ceremony on Friday night. Right now, it looks good. Another chance on Saturday as well there. That's Friday evening into Saturday morning is what we're looking for this. Again, we'll watch that closely and let you know. Temperatures over the next 3 to 4 days, 6 to 10 actually, if I look at my writing. We show that we got warm weather. It's hotter back as we go toward California and New Mexico and those areas as it slowly moves from South Texas east toward Dixie. We'll watch that also. Here's the outlook. 90 to 91 today, a 10% chance of showers increasing to a 40% on Thursday. We've got 30% on Friday. The National Weather Service at this point saying 60%. My radar at this point still hovering at 50% for Saturday, and it should be after 1 o'clock. Now, Sunday increasing to a 60% chance of rain, decreasing to 30 on Monday, down to 20% on Tuesday. Now, our outlook shows that we'll have a steady 85, basically starting tomorrow through the weekend. As we get further into this, we jump back into the 90s by the 5th of June, and we'll hold steady at those 90-degree mark all the way through the 12th at least. Slight chances of rain here and there, but nothing too major. No storms are expected on that. Now, remember, June 1st, we switch from tornado season as we're going to be switching to hurricane season. That starts off June 1. Everything's been calm in the waters, but who knows what this year will bring. We'll watch it closely, let you know. What's happening with fishing today? Chet's Paint and Body takes us out. It looks like 6:30 this afternoon will be the time until about 8:30. Perfect timing for that, for fishing this afternoon. Right now, if you were up early, you're good through about 8 o'clock this morning to do some fantastic fishing as well. Slight chances afternoon at lunch. Slight chance. I wouldn't give it much there. Wind's going to be calm, becoming east around 5 miles an hour by the afternoon. Again, 6 o'clock, it's perfect after work to bait a hook. It could be good for you. Good luck to everybody there. Gene, good morning there. Glad to have you there joining us from Rose Hill. Dixie, haven't seen you in a while. So good to see you, and welcome home once again. Jimmy, I see you as well. Odie's standing by. He's ready. He's studying over there. We'll come back live in just a few moments, give you the headlines and everything that's going on in Meridian. It was active last night. Busy, busy, busy. We'll tell you all about that. Also, what went on at Walmart yesterday afternoon. Ooh, boy, there was a lot of police there. We'll tell you all about that also beginning at the top of the hour. Coming up here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.